10, 9, 8,
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Incredible. Everything is moving. The blast wave is about to blow away the video camera. And so, the rocket finally takes off. My God, how much dust she raised. Where did she come from here? She was probably brought here from all over the area. But how beautiful. In the best traditions of Hollywood. But, thank God, it didn't explode. And the beauty flies to the enthusiastic exclamations of fans. There are fans everywhere, in football, hockey, art, and in astronautics, too. Earth car in outer space. Miracles, and that's all. Fans rejoice. Oh, by the way, where are the stars? Why can't the mannequin in the spacesuit see them? Cosmonauts and astronauts have seen them from the ISS. And they even took pictures of them? And Elon Musk never pointed any of the video cameras at the starry sky. This could be eloquent confirmation of the reality of his project. But, alas, there were still no stars. Again, this strange flash. We already saw her at the beginning of the video. What could it be? Let's slow down the fragment with the flash. Here, the car is still in the rocket capsule. Here, the capsule opens, and Tesla with a mannequin, in outer space. It turns out that everything is so simple. This is how the capsule opens in the demo video. By the way, here, for some reason, the stars are visible. But the space dummy still doesn't see them. Let's slow this fragment down even more. Here, a gap appears between the doors of the protective capsule. Then it increases, and sunlight floods Tesla. Automatic exposure cannot stabilize the camera lens aperture in any way and leaves it open for some time. The car and the mannequin find themselves in terrible overexposure. The exposure shows only a fragment of the open cosmic sky, and the camera is now in such a favorable exposure mode that with an open aperture it can see even the faintest stars. But we don't see any stars. Here, an incomprehensible flash that filled the entire screen with white light. Perhaps this is a kind of curtain to transition to another frame? And, indeed, a new frame appears, opening, for some reason, from the upper left corner. What does this mean? The lens aperture, when it is closed, begins to frame the image over the entire surface of the exposed video frame simultaneously, until it automatically sets the calculated exposure to transmit the brightness of a normal video image. Here we see an unnatural, conventional way of drawing the image diagonally, starting from the upper left corner. In all likelihood, this was a given algorithm of a computer program when performing volumetric computer graphics. It is impossible to explain in any other way such a strange formation of an image, supposedly by the lens of a video camera. Well, again, we don't see stars in the bottomless cosmic sky. Where did they go? Do you remember how many of them there were in the image taken by the ISS astronauts? Billions. And here we see something conventional, shapeless, flat and unnatural. In a word, it's obvious, another computer hack. Notice how the designers paint the ground, with broad strokes, to the right, to the left. How a painter paints a fence with a brush. A smear, another smear. Thank God, the brush is electronic. You don't need to soak it in a bucket of paint. A smear, another smear. Until the entire white surface of the Earth blank is painted blue. Pay attention to the blue strip of land, supposedly the Earth's atmosphere. It was drawn in advance, without waiting for the lens exposure to reveal the entire surface of the globe. This is how a video camera lens forms an image, from complete whitening on an open aperture to normal density during automatic search for optimal exposure. The image seems to appear out of nowhere, evenly throughout the frame. You feel the difference between cool computer graphics and the image of real video footage. According to the script of this grand mystical show, the possibility of the red convertible of the great schemer Elon Musk returning to Earth is not excluded. On the rocket stub to which it is screwed. On the rocket stub to which it is screwed. It will be sold at auction for a fabulous sum, which will finally improve the financial situation of the SpaceX company. They made a strange globe, no continents, no clouds, terrible ocean, and there are still no stars in space. I remember the first interview with astronaut Neil Armstrong, returned, supposedly, from the moon. He did not see the stars on the moon, just as he did when flying from the Earth to the moon and back. How so, Mr. Armstrong? What would you say about these photographs taken by your fellow astronauts aboard the International Space Station? So are stars visible in space or not, Mr. Musk? Why can't they be seen by the space mannequin navigating the expanses of the universe in your personal car? Although, in the demo video where Tesla flies into the orbit of Mars, the stars are clearly visible. Don't you, Mr. Musk, have enough money for full-fledged computer graphics so that annoying fans don't ask you a stupid question? Are stars visible in space? And this is how Elon Musk's rockets supposedly land for their further reusable use. Let's freeze the image for a while. Notice this bush in the lower left of the frame. He stands motionless, completely unresponsive to the vibration of the air and the surrounding space from the powerful jet of the rocket engine. Remember how the air wave almost knocked over the video camera during the rocket launch? And here we have complete calm. Look carefully. Why does this happen, you ask? Yes, it's very simple. The landing of reusable rockets is a computer-generated addition to a previously filmed desert landscape. Note the car lighting from the mannequins in the open cabin of Elon Musk's convertible. In space, within our solar system, there is only one source of light, the sun. And it illuminates equally, and the Earth, and the Moon, and satellites, in all low Earth orbits and the ISS, with the same brightness and intensity, since it is at a very great distance from all these objects. I hope no one will argue with this. Judging by this fragment from Elon Musk's video, we can draw an unambiguous conclusion that the Earth, at the time of shooting, was illuminated by direct sunlight. The sun was behind the camera being filmed. Therefore, the car with the dummy should have been illuminated by the same sunlight, from the same side. But for some reason he is in deep shadow. What is he in the shadow of, Mr. Musk? Here, besides the sun and the earth, there is nothing nearby. Therefore, the shadow, in this case, could only appear from the earth blocking the car from the sun. But the car is on the sunny side and nothing should block it from the sun, which illuminates both the earth and the convertible equally. Perhaps there are other physical laws in near-Earth space that we know nothing about? Maybe. But, judging by the illumination of the Earth and the ISS above it, there are no problems with physical laws there. Relying on logic and common sense, this light discrepancy can only be explained by the fact that the Earth and the car were filmed or drawn separately by different computer graphics artists who, when combining these two images into a single video, did not pay attention to the light discrepancy, or, which most likely did this quite consciously, focusing the attention of the audience on the picturesque reflection of the rotating Earth, slowly floating along the darkened surface of the convertible, fulfilling 100% the advertising requirements of the customer for space PR of the cool and very expensive Tesla car, the demand for which after this grandiose campaign will rise to an unprecedented height and, therefore, the sight of a car rotating above the Earth with a mannequin in a spacesuit is not documentary evidence of a breakthrough in modern space technology, but merely an expensive advertising video in which the main thing is not reality, but the creative convention of fiction. And how, after this, can one seriously believe another American lie, through which they are trying to quietly jump onto the podium of the championship of the modern space race? Fiction.
You've heard the call-out. Vehicle is supersonic. Side boosters are now throttling back up to full power.
Vehicle has reached maximum dynamic pressure.
We're past max Q, the period of maximum loads on the vehicle. Next up, we'll be waiting for the side boosters to begin to throttle down prior to booster engine cutoff and separation 2.5 minutes into flight. GNC trajectory looks good on the Falcon Heavy.